Today's story is a classic, Where the Wild Things Are, by Maurice Sendak. Here are the wild things. And who's this? The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind or another. There's Max making mischief, making a den in his wolf costume. Chasing the dog with a fork, causing mischief, getting up to no good, being a wild thing. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he went to bed without eating anything. He was rude to his mum, so he was sent to bed without any tea. He looks cross. Well, it's his fault. That night, in Max's room, a forest grew. Wow, look at that. The bed has got 4 trees around it, 2 trees by the door. The ceiling's covered in the branches of the trees and the leaves of the trees. It's kind of where a wild thing would live, in the forest. They grew and grew and grew. Max thinks it's funny. Look, he's going, he's laughing. He's enjoying it, his room turning in to a forest. And grew until its ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. That's what his room looks like. The walls have gone, the ceiling's gone, the floor's gone, and all that's left is a wood, a jungle, a forest, a wild area. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and through the day. Where's that water come from? He's left his room in a boat called Max and sailed away. Looks very happy for himself. And in and out of the weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. So he sailed away for nearly a year to where the wild things live. That looks a scary thing. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. And they rolled their eyes and they showed their terrible claws. Look at these. Look at Max. Does Max look scared? Does he look happy? Not really. He looks a bit bored. Or a bit like, you don't scare me. But look, these would scare me. Look at all the wild things. They're really wild. Why isn't Max scared? Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And then they were frightened and called for him to be the most wild thing of all. So he stared at them. I said, "Can you stare? You can't blink. So you stare. Oh, I can't. I have to blink. Try again. Stare. Oh, how long can you stare for? Max can stare for a long time, and he stared at them so long that they wanted him to be the king of the wild things. And they made him the king of the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the rumpus start. There he is. He's king of the wild things. And he said, let the rumpus start. Rumpus is kind of like a party. A loud, noisy, silly party. King of the wild things, Max. Look at them dancing. Max is having a fantastic time. Look at that, howling at the moon. Woo! Swinging from the trees. And going on a march. It's kind of all the things that Max wanted to do at home, isn't it? He wanted to do all this stuff at home, but Mum said no. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, who was the king of the wild things, was lonely, and he wanted to be somewhere loved, where people loved him the best. Then all around him, from far across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. So he was lonely, even though all these wild things did what he said. He was a bit lonely. Who do you think he missed? Because he smelt good cooking. Who do you think's cooking? Not the wild things. Who would you miss if you were away, far away? But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. He's had fun, but he has to go because he misses somebody or some people. And he sailed back over a year and over weeks and through a day. Back. Where's he going? And into the night to his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Supper's like dinner. There it is. Someone's put it when he was away. Someone put it there. Who put it there? Mum, that's right. And the dinner was still hot. There we go. So Max was a bit silly, went to his room, went to a magical place, but really he missed home and he missed Mum's lovely cooking. Lovely story. This has been around a long time, this story. Hope you liked it. See you again next week. Bye.